Alright, here we go. Starting again, except different routes. Still using they. Still gonna use they. Still gonna use they. Still using Avaki. Alright, let's go. Through cobble streets and winding alleys you run, darkness cloaking you as you slip through the Silver Quarter. Once you would have called this place your safe haven, but now your neighbors, both Nnjidi and human alike, have turned on you. Those you once considered friends turned out to be snakes in the grass, ready to throw you into the fires of the culling. Could you blame them? Harboring Amaj was a death sentence in the Empress's city. You come to regard your gift for magic as a curse and wish you had the power to take it all away. Just cast one last spell to become a normal Nnjid and have freedom at long last. Your fantasies crumble as you turn into an alleyway, looking over your shoulder as you dash out of the upper city. You take the low roads through the more unsavory areas of the Bronze Quarter until you enter the lowest part of the city, the Onyx Quarter, house of the infamous Black Market. Lotoghs and half-bloods often call this place their home. You have traveled here many times. I swear to God, something broke. You have traveled here many times to find ingredients in obscure grimoires in a vain attempt to secretly educate yourself in the ways of magic. The trade of magical items in the other quarters is strictly overseen by the spy master. The forbidden ones that manage to slip through his fingers rarely provide any new knowledge. As you turn into an unlit street at the black market, you feel shifting eyes glaring at you. The sounds of bottles shattering and shouting ringing in your ears. You pick up the pace, wrapping your cloak tighter. The topsy-turvy nature of the black market does you no favors in the darkness, but your eyes adjust to the low light. You turn a corner when a figure bleeds out of the shadows and steps into your path. You jump as fear rushes through your veins, your mana crackling and shocking within your blood. A knife glistens under the moonlight. You see the vague outline of a Lotogh illuminated in front of you, thorny horns curling around a shadowed mask. You can't make out any details that would give you the hope of identifying him. Come quietly, and I won't hurt you. He steps carefully towards you, as if he feels the mana radiating off of you, cautious like a predator taking on prey much more dangerous than itself. He lowers his knife, reaching out with a clawed hand. You don't know if he means to grab at you or offer you his hand, but you are in too much of a panic to give a thought. You make a split-second decision. Well, I'm doing a Valky, and a Valky's in Nnjid anyway, so... Bye! You decide that running will only lengthen your struggle and instead reach deep within yourself. Mana rushes through your veins, turning your rage into power. You react violently, a surge of energy rushing through and out of you, fire erupting from your fingers. The flames engulf your attacker. He writhes in agony, his shouts ringing through the streets. The stink of smoldering flesh rises, his scales inch thin are crackling with the heat. In desperation, he throws himself to the ground to put out the flames. You decide now is as good a time as any to start running. You tear through the streets, the smoke rising from the street behind you, drawing attention to your location. Guards charge you to tackle you to the ground. They pull your arms behind your back and clasp you in irons. You feel hollow, stripped of something vital. Your mana runs dry within your skin. The air flees from your lungs. The feeling of being unable to access your magic, it's horrible, as if someone cut out your heart. Is this life without magic? Your head grows heavy and your whole body feels empty, numb. A deep emptiness encompasses you, a hazy veil falling over you as you slip into unconsciousness. Da, da, da. As if having to flee your only home wasn't the worst of your miserable day, when you awaken you find yourself caged in a dark, dank cell that's barely big enough to house you. Your arms are bound in steel chains etched with runes that constrict your magic. You pass the time scratching the walls with your talons, playing a game of tic-tac-toe with yourself and reciting spells in your head. With each passing moment, concentrating grows more painful. Your ears twitch at the sound of a door creaking open. Your heart sinks, knowing the worst is yet to come. Death's footsteps creep closer and closer. Every noise echoing off the cell walls is a song to spell your doom. You silently pray to every god you know, Skrios, Mithra, Mohana, Forse, even Azam, but keep a strong facade. The weight upon your chest lifts immediately at the sight of the person who steps into your view. There she is again! Your ears perk up and you smile at your landlord, Salam, who has always been a dear friend to you. You stand and press your fingers up against the bars, too excited to remember that they are charged with magic. Pain shoots through your fingertips and into your cuffs, shocking you. You yelp and jump back, grimacing at your wounded hands. Be careful. You fucking idiot. Be careful. You think I'm Majra? No, not to go around touching anything in the Golden Quarter. It's all enchanted. You blush in embarrassment as Salam scolds you. You certainly could have planned your escape better, but with the news of the calling had sent you into a panic. You left your home in a frenzy and left quite a trail of evidence. Salam reaches into her pocket and holds out a letter, careful avoiding the bars. When I came to check on you today, I found this letter under the door. I can only wonder what sort of trouble you got yourself into to end up in here. It's an order from the Empress's court. Never expected a letter from the Empress. The chopping block was usually the usual end for unruly magi. You gulp and take the letter, pulling apart the wax seal to read the contents. It's the same one. It's the same one. Your heart pounds in your chest as you scan the letter in disbelief. The reality of the situation sets in like a heavy stone in your chest. You want to slump against the wall and cry, but you must keep strong. It seems you have no other choice. You've found yourself in dire situations before, but never one so deadly as to approach the Empress and plead for your life. You feel tears of hopelessness brimming at the corners of your eyes. Please don't cry. You will survive this. I've known you long enough to realize how strong you are, and this won't stop you. You wipe your tears away, your heart fluttering as you look into Salam's eyes. If Salam believed in you, the least you could do is believe in yourself as well. As the panic passes, you realize you have questions, and this might be the last time you speak to Salam. I haven't been to the Imperial Court in a long time. If you're lucky or unlucky, you might meet the Empress's inner circle. Interesting bunch, if something a bit sometimes a bit eccentric. They may be able to help you if you can win their trust. Is that all you want to know? Yeah. The screech of metal against cobblestone rings your ears, and both you and Salam cover your ears as the warden enters the cell house. A look of disapproval washes over Salam's face, and she turns to offer you a reassuring smile. I think my time is up. Good luck. I believe in you, Avaki. Remember to mind your manners. I would like to see you back in one piece. Salam hurries away. You swear you see her give the warden a glare. She passes him on the way out. You take a deep breath as your nerves begin to pile up again without Salam's reassuring presence. As you are released from your shackles and clasped to new ones, you begin to feel more confident in yourself. Your magic is power incarnate, albeit untrained. You are ready. The warden leads you towards the gates of the palace. You take another deep breath, preparing yourself for whatever fate could do. A woman stands before the gates and holds up her hand upon your approach. The warden stops and releases you, saluting the woman. Excuse me, General, I have the prisoner for you. Boom! There she is. Release them. I will escort them the rest of the way. Her voice is firm, and you see the warden flush in embarrassment as he unshackles you. Of course, General Noor. General Noor? You have heard that name before. She is the right-hand general of the Empress and one of her champions as well. The general leads the calling, and you find you have a hard time controlling your fear at the realization. This is someone who organizes the capture and killing of Magi, even if her actions were in imperial order, the general. Eventually she turns to you. I'm so sorry about this. Is the rest the same? I believe the rest are the same. So, I'm going to speed through until it's something new. I know that she's going to fuck me over if I say no, but let's see exactly how. The room becomes a sweltering oven, the heat rising, rising, rising until you can no longer stand it. You feel as though you are on the brink of being boiled alive, as if all of Fritz's malice was centered upon you. You think you have a choice? You are a bigger fool than I thought. Yeah, idiot! Iron chains erupt from the walls around you, wrapping around your limbs to bind you. They crush at your bones, warmth slowly building up until the iron burns blistering. Your skin sears and you clench down on a scream of agony. You are pulled to your knees, powerless before her, trembling as pain overwhelms you and encompasses your beings. Just when you thought you might lose yourself from the torture, the heat slowly recedes and the chains loosen. I will not take any attitude from such a lowly insect such as yourself. Accept my task and live, or deny it and die. I have no issue with flooding my floors with your blood. You shudder, your knees weak and buckling from the pain. You push through, gritting your teeth as you answer. I will accept your request, my Empress. Fritta smiles, still dangerous, but heartbreakingly beautiful once again. She relaxes into her seat, resting her head on her jeweled hand. Wonderful, I knew you'd come around and see things my way. Fritta folds her ringed fingers together, watching as her court sways in a mix of shock and fright. She seems quite amused by their slack jaws and frightened stares. Even the senior members of the court seem surprised that the petitioner would survive such an encounter with the Empress. I've already accommodated you. Nora will show you to your quarters. Nora parts from the wall where she stood during the Empress display and approaches you to see people. Oh, I use this name again. Yep. Alright, let's just go right into the next one. Ignore my clicking.
And the Volgi again, because I love my child.
Yes, I do. God damn it, Keekers, holy shit. Murky waters creep up your ankles. The dark shadow of the Badlands arcs across a sea of endless sand. You are walking in a pool of muddy water, a single oasis in a vast stretch of merciless desert. A body wrapped in white linen floats in the middle of the pool, barely disturbing the water. You wade in deeper, the water reaching your knees and up to your thighs and higher until you are almost chest deep. You notice that the body is clasping something within its stiff hands. You fold back the linen and find an object that you can't place. It's both biological and mechanical, mundane and magical. Organic tissues support the machinations of turning gears in an alien technology which channel raw beating power. You know it somehow. It beckons to you, and you reach out and attempt to pry the object from the corpse's hands. Then a stark sense of confusion washes over your mind, somewhere between a fog and a rage. You reel back in shock, clutching at your chest. Terror overcomes every instinct, and a bestial rage claws its way out and eats through you. You forget what it means to be you. You know only rage and fear as your body and mind turn against you. You writhe in pain, your lungs filling with black water, as shadowy tendrils obscure your vision. You are dragged down lower and lower into the muddy water. Your world turns hollow and black.
It was a dream!
You wake shaking and sweating, staring wide-eyed at the ceiling. You lie in bed, absorbing what you just experienced, and breathe in sweet, cool air. Trying to forget the feeling of drowning proves futile, so instead you sit up and look around your quarters. The first rays of sunlight peek through the curtains, bathing the walls in pale light. You hear the faint sound of footsteps outside your bedroom door, and your heart jumps into your throat. You climb out of bed, the fear lingering from your dream, now alive and hungry once again. Hearing the knob turn and the door swing open, and you rush to grab your dagger from the nightstand. Your muscles tense, you're ready to attack. You gasp as some familiar face appears, and the tension in your muscles dissipates. Yo! Yes! I wasn't expecting you, Marsman. Holy shit.
Hello!
It's only Marsman, your associate within the black market. He eyes the blade in your hand as well as your afraid expression and laughs in your face. Scared you, didn't I? You wanted me to come back, admit it, especially after last night. His teasing tone breaks the tension. You sigh, sheath your dagger, and set it back on the table. Oh my god, this is the best dialogue. I should stab you just for implying it, asshole. Try me and see how well it goes. You won't be able to touch me with your tinky little dagger. Marsman, oh god, I need that edit of Marsman as the fucking knife cat. Try it. Anyways, I have some information for you. Marsman's smirk fades, falling to the sullen guise of work, cold, cunning, and more than a little bit calculating. There are rumors going around that the culling is ready to begin. The general will be gathering at Magi once again. You better be prepared for it. The culling? The culling doesn't concern Lotogh usually, but since they are naturally magic-free, none of that fancy-smancy magic bullshit. Except they may come after you because of those dreams you've been having. Damn, if I started having dreams like that, I would have split town by now. Not everyone is as smart as me. Why can't I insult him more? Tell me more about magic, you fuck. Let's do magic. Magic isn't everything one way or another. This entire planet is engrossed in the energy of mana, damn near infected by the stuff. How it got there is a debate of religion and philosophy, but most people can't use magic on a level that Magi can. The Nnjid enjoy the spoils of blood magic, and the Radam guard their water magic, and what do the Lotoghs get? A curse. Must suck to be you, to not neatly fall into any category. Are you having fun hearing my voice? Is that why you're asking questions? Maybe. One more. Black market. What are you, a dumbass? Bastard. You've lived here how long, and you're asking me about it? Fine. This is a habit for Lotogh and half-bloods. Perhaps the only haven for the low lives of the Empire. People talk about the Grand Bazaar in the Silver Quarter being the center of all trade, but the black market is the real heart of the city. Best keep your wits about you, though. You're just as likely to have your purse cut as your throat. Are you done asking ridiculous questions you should know the answers to? Never. I have another question. Last one. Fritta, the internal prima donna. Most within the Empire are caught between fearing and worshipping her, and I think she likes it that way. She rules Gehennam with an iron fist, but she must be doing something right, because the Empire has been prosperous for centuries, and a prosperous empire is good for the black market. Is that all, then? Not yet, yeah. And there's another thing I think you might find worthwhile. I'll show you if you ask nicely. You roll your eyes at his teasing. He always liked to draw things out. Just show me already. I don't have the time to play your little games. Marsman extends an unbound letter to you. Of course you had to read it first. The wax seal is broken when he hands it to you. You quickly take it and open it. It's the same. Same one. Your jaw tightens and you begin to grit your teeth together as you scan through the letter. You hear Marsman blathering on about something inane, but everything seems so far away. A decree from the Empress's Wazir demanding you appear in court under the threat of arrest. How long did you have this and not tell me? Your voice cracks with anger and he seems shocked by your sudden outburst. He raises his hand in defense, ready to Look how unpleased he is. Ready to defend what little honesty he had left. As if on cue, a loud series of pounds on your door ringing through your home. You jump up in a panic, grabbing your cloak and dagger. Marsman is quicker to react, flinging open the window in the room and squeezing himself through. Bah! You race to follow him, but then the door bursts open, and splinters of wood fly everywhere. You're halfway out the window when a pair of armored hands pull you out and onto the floor. The general stands before you, followed by 2 guards. Her soldiers hold you down firmly as you struggle, baring your teeth and snarling at the intruders. The general reaches into her cloak pocket and opens a letter. You see the large ornate print, and you yield, your ears pressing back in fear, the culling. If the general is here, then the strange dreams you've been having suddenly make more sense. What if the source of your powerful lucid dreams was magic? Could you really be a mage? That felt impossible. Lotoghs were inherently magicless, stripped of that ability long ago. Your thoughts race as the general begins to read the decree of your arrest on account of unlawful use of magic. Oh, she looks worried. Sure. You pose a danger to all those near you, yourself, and the Empire. The words seem to flow through you. This all seems impossible, and your mind spins with disbelief. You lose your will to fight and allow yourself to be hoisted up. A part of you wishes for Marsman to jump back in and rescue you, but both of you know that such a risk would just be suicide. Besides, Mars would never risk his life for anyone but himself. You accepted his selfish ways long ago. The guards grab you by your shoulders and lead you out the door of your home. This is stupid. If you're so magical and dangerous, why can't you cast any spells to save yourself? You reach deep within your mind and soul, searching for just a sliver of mana, something to project your so-called ability into the physical world. Nothing. Can't even manifest a tiny flame. Why did they want you? You were no mage. You were just a Lotogh with strange dreams. Defeated, you go mostly willingly, sometimes thrashing around just to give the guards a hard time out of spite. It's the least you can do. The bastards interrupted one of the few good moments you had. As they lead you through the streets, judgmental eyes fall on you and people whisper as you pass. It is humiliating, but you close your eyes and endure it. You travel through the bronze and silver quarters, the golden quarters just out of your reach as you are escorted, not to a beautiful palace, but to a sharp and uninviting jail. You freeze up, images of execution, whether by sword or beast or sorcery, flashing through your mind. Noor keeps you upright and walking as you fall limp. A stout and withered Nnjid greets you and the general, though it is hardly a friendly welcome within the gallows in the distance. If you are to die, you hope it is at least exciting. Death by decapitation or hanging seem terribly droll when one could die in a world of magic. This one is going to the palace tomorrow to take up their petition with the Empress. Please try to keep them alive. Noor gave the warden a pointed look, and despite his grizzled exterior, he crumbles before the general's orders. They will be getting special treatment, then come online, and then it's the same. Hesitate to leave Noor's side, but what choice do you have? Sound of randomly chase the cries and anger gratification is same. The buzzing style, same. Same. Noor stands before you, her arms crossed expectantly. Same. It's the same except now Noor leads you. It is an impressive display of wealth and power reaching into the orange speckled sky. With Nora's hands firmly guiding you towards the palace gates, you take a deep breath, preparing yourself for whatever horrible fate awaits you. Would the Empress execute you? Perhaps, but from what you know of the Empress, she was like a cat who enjoyed playing with her prey, tormenting it before killing it. Despite what the letter had said, the Empress was not known for mercy. But you refuse to give up hope. You've gotten yourself out of sticky situations before, although nothing of this magnitude. The massive Prismarian gates glide open before you, creaking steel ringing through your ears. A world of splendor. Yeah, same. Same. Your acute Lotogh senses are reeling at the feast of sensory delight before you. As a Lotogh, you are used to the squalid conditions within the Onyx Quarter. Few of your kind would be so fortunate to lay their eyes upon the vast affluence of the Imperial Court. Many tried and never lived to tell the tale. The general is quiet, contemplative, and you feel compelled to break the silence. You feel intimidated by the general, as you should, but you couldn't help but admire the position she carved out for herself. The idea leaves you optimistic that maybe, just maybe, you might find a place within the Empress's court if you're just clever. Same. Sympathy for you to. Oh, if you were to face Empress Frita, it would be best if you kept your emotions hidden behind your mask. That's right. Nora returns the mask to you, and you take it gratefully to secure it back onto your face. The comfort of anonymity. Blah, blah, blah. That's not how you say that word. It makes you feel slightly better. I will leave you to mingle with. Oh, it's the same. And then, okay. And then it's going to be the same again. Yeah, it's more or less the same. More or less the same. Alright, there we go. That's all of it. I'm gonna cry because it's still super fucking good.